Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. It's kind of early yet. I'm trying to keep my voice down a little bit. We're about to get started. We came over yesterday and got this driveway started. New construction. The homeowners are all moved in. This was like a wintertime move-in. We couldn't do the driveway. So now that they're living here, we just try and work around each other's schedules and get them a driveway in here. So on this back corner we have an issue. This is all on a lot of fill right in this area over here. So this whole hillside got pushed out maybe about 10 feet. It used to slope right in this area, right in the center of that garage door. It rolled down. So the builder brought all this up, and it's been here for about, I'd say 10 months, maybe not quite a year. They've been adding to it during the build, and then after the build was completed, the excavator came in and raised the grade up to where it needed to be. So the top 2 feet has only been here maybe, a couple months. So I brought an auger today. We're going to do probably 4 holes down this edge, and then in 8 feet we're going to do another series of holes. And why we're doing that, I don't want to just put a series of holes down the middle and then that pad could teeter side to side sitting on those pads. So we need a pad on the outer edge, a row of caissons on the outer edge, and then the pad is 11 foot from edge of form to expansion joint. So we're going to come in about 10 feet and do another one, and then we're on solid ground. I might, depending on how these go, I might do another row for this next section. We'll see how they dig and decide that once I get augering and see what we're getting into. So I have a mixer coming for this porch, getting all set up. Now we're pouring this pretty thick. We have our rebar drilled nice and low into the foundation of the house, not the wood framing of the house. So we're pouring this, 8 inches thick. In this corner we're pouring a foot thick. I wanted to sit on this retaining wall. We have to deal with the conduits. I have to raise that up. So it's not a big area. So that's why we're pouring this extremely thick rather than our standard, 4 or 5 inches. Our concrete sill across the door, and then we'll do our walkway going over to the driveway. So we'll get set up. I hear some machinery firing up. It's about 10 to 7, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Okay, mixer's whipping up. Steve's just fitting some expansion joint around our cedar posts. Rebar's in. I gotta get drilling. I'm all hooked up. I'm gonna drill this first row, and then I wouldn't mind getting some paint marks on the ground for these. So I'm down about, I'll get a tape measure in a minute. I think I'm down about 4 feet, maybe a little bit more than that. It's really soft drilling. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 more over here, and then I'll pour these and I'll do another row. So there he goes. The auger worked real good. I didn't hit anything solid out here. I punched them in the whole entire length of that, 5 feet. So I put 4 there. Once I got back to this row, it got better. I think at the bottom of the holes I was hitting fairly solid. I was pulling up a lot of mud. And then I did another row in this pad. The camera was not pointing in the right direction. You guys didn't see it, so that's why I'm telling you. These ones I took down about 4 feet, hit real nice material. These ones are down about 2 feet. So we have a bulkhead going right here. So these pads are sitting on 4 caissons. And these pads are sitting on 4 caissons. Nothing will tilt side to side unless everything continues to sink. So we'll see what happens there. We'll be drilled and pinned into the house. So we're anchored there, sitting on these. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so I came in with the skid loader, cleaned all the debris out of here. I got a pile over here. Put some in the front yard. So you can see where all of my sonotubes are. Not sonotubes, caissons. So now I'm going to bring in some stone and bring this up to grade. I don't want this concrete attached to those. I just want it sitting on top of them. So as I bring stone, Tommy's going to keep painting this with orange paint, each one, so we know where they're at, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So we'll go ahead and put you on time lapse, and we'll talk again soon. Okay, Matt and Steve are just about done with the front porch. Here's our cut layout. Wall to pillar, pillar to pillar, center. We'll saw cut that through the sill tomorrow. Corner to pillar, and repeat. Center. Good in there, Steve?
What's up?
Getting tight back there, or are you okay?
I just had to add a little bit here.
Alright. Looking good. We'll come back and broom this in a minute. Just about ready over here. We got our spreader in. I like our pads 11 foot. It seems to work good. It looks good. As far as crack protection, we hardly ever have a problem. I never say never, but it works pretty well. So, this is why we marked where the pillars were, where the caissons were. Now we ran rebar directly over our caissons. If we don't do that, this settles. You'll see a round circle crack right on top of this concrete. If we tie them together and anything moves, you'll see a crack in top of this concrete. So that's why we want a little bit of separation. We got just a sprinkle of stone for separation, but nothing that is ever going to settle there. We're setting on solid. So you can see we have a double rebar right on those caissons, as well as this one. We'll probably add a center row of rebar. Usually we just do two, end and end. Here we're drilled into that womanized, just trying to get all the support we can, and we're drilled and pinned into the house. We do those low, so we're sitting on top of it, not wrapped around there. Okay, I think concrete's due any minute. We're just going to do one of these at a time. We keep getting rain alerts that it could come in at any time. So we'll just do one pad. Easier to build a little lean-to tent. So that's why we're doing what we're doing there. Camera is all charged up. So we got this next pad graded as well. We marked our caissons. And I wanted these close to the edge. If we put them down the center, now this thing could teeter one way or the other and create a trip hazard here. So now we have them down each side of these first two pads. Wire and rods directly on top of these as well. And then out here, very solid. We're good out here. So bring you up to speed on this porch. The guys are just finishing up the final touches on it. Setting up good, Steve?
Yeah.
So a little bit of an angle to that pier to corner, and that's okay. That's better to get the crack protection there. I like it.
not good.
Not even surprised.
What was that, huh?
Yeah, how tight it was.
And we'll probably broom that straight out, and then we'll turn it across that front border, I'm guessing, is what the guys had planned. Not that I'm telling them what to do.
That's it.
They do whatever they want to do, and it's usually right.
Cameraman, how about you let the professionals do what we do? Lack of sleep, sorry.
Baby up all night? How old is she now?
She is just over 3 months old.
Oh, you don't have too much more to go.
18 years?
You think it stops at 18?
Obviously not. From my experience, it just gets worse.
My experience, it only gets better.
Oh, you're talking about Emily now?
Yeah, all my kids. Just shut the camera off. Look who's pulling in. So we'll get him in position and get that first pad poured. Steve's just about done brooming. Whenever we're brooming, just a nice soft broom. We don't want to tear that concrete up, make it look crummy, open up all the pores. Water gets in there, salts, creates a problem. All right, I'll go get him in position. Okay, I'm just going to leave the camera roll for the whole pour. They're just finalizing the height on there. We forgot to put a chalk line on that, so we're taking care of that. Everything's up on chairs. We'll just help it in the middle. Should be a pretty smooth pour. Okay, notice when Jim was bull floating, he went a opposite. Matt was straight edging. Matt got to the end, turned, went off that way. Jim did the same with the bull float. We always try and bull float opposite the direction it was straight edged. Helps even it out better. All right, little bit of cleanup. Maybe we'll get one more truck coming. They're saying rain at noon, so we'll see what happens. Okay, concrete has been on the ground. What do you think? I lost track of time. I was doing stuff. Half an hour. We just got 2 cuts in. It's a pretty easy finish. We got another load coming, and rain is on the way. It is a race. Concrete's a little bit wet. Light rubbing, rub it very little. And we're not sinking. It's a little bit greasy on top. But we gotta go. Keep the rubbing to a minimum. Okay, mixer just showed up. The guys are accusing me of being an edger dipper. All right, let's get them mixed up. Here it is, truck 1 all done. Steve's just putting a nice little finished ring around our downspout. Truck 2's in position. It is 11 o'clock. Rain due at 1. Concrete setting up nice. 1 pad, 2 halves to go, and we'll be brooming shortly. Sky looks pretty good yet. I don't know about that forecast. So we're roughing in this front sidewalk. Nice flare where it meets the driveway, and then a curve. Open it up, that way they can get it more of a planting bed up there. So I'll get this roughed in, and we'll have the homeowners come out and take a look at it. And we have plenty of time to tweak it wherever they want it. We're not pouring this until tomorrow. So the driveway came together good. We're trying to match that height with the street walk. So we pulled a string down that. So that's the same plane coming across there. And that'll be the approach going into the driveway. The house is turned a little bit with the street. Looks real nice. Okay, concrete is just about ready to broom, so I'll get started doing that. Well, that's going to be it for me here today. We just have to get a coat of sealer on this. We're going to hold off on everything until tomorrow. So I'm going to get on the road and start a demo while these guys finish getting the front ready. So I'll set a camera up there and put you on time lapse, and you can watch it all come together. As always, thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses.